So, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining on this little and often training session. As you know by now, it's kind of that quick 20-minute bite-sized chunk, just to kind of do on different topics. The chat is open, as I've said already. So if you want to pop any comments in that itself, go for it. And we'll kind of take this on a bit of a tangent if needs be. But the overall plan for today is, as we scroll down to look at this one here. So we looked at remote management last week, and this week we're going to look at Lumio and how it can really support those formal testings. Obviously, by now we're full into the exam season, whether that's SATs, whether that's GCSEs, whatever kind of level you're teaching, and just kind of how it can support that, whether it is through the revision side, whether it's those last-minute practice papers, going through those, or whether it's actually giving students some kind of extra different work that they can be doing at home during that kind of revision period. So let's jump in and let's have a look. So this is all obviously going and looking it through Lumio itself here. And as we're kind of looking at just a very, very quick recap of what Lumio is, it's that web-based version. It's a cloud-based tool. So I can just go to this website here, Lumio, lum.io. I can then sign in with my teacher email address, and I'm good to go, and I'll kind of see this page here. If you've got software already purchased from Smart, then you'll have access to this. If you haven't, you'll be able to sign up for free for about 10 lessons as that bit of a trial, no time restrictions for that. And then beyond that itself there, if you do want to know more information about that, we can chat offline and kind of get you organized with that paid for subscription beyond that as well. So within here, I can then add in I can import various different things. I can import my PowerPoints, my PDFs, my Google Slides, my Smart Notebook files, and then they will then all appear within here. Obviously, I can put them in folders, etc., organize them. There's more training, there's loads of bits and pieces, and there's a great resource bank at the top here, that Lumio library. But for now, I'm just going to have a look at this formal testing. So what I've done here, just for ease of uploading, I've actually taken a few different examples of how we can use formal testing, and I've put it into this lesson here. So I'm going to click edit here, just so you can see kind of the flow of what's included. So I'd start with the SATs paper, something that's quite comfortable with me, being an ex-primary school teacher. And then in here, I have got the SATs paper. This is the one from last year. And I've got 3 kind of pages from included in this. So I can see here that it's just that digital copy of my test paper. Because it has brought it in as a PDF and I chose to be an editable PDF, it has got a few kind of bits and pieces. So I can then edit this, I can move that around. But what it does enable me to do is to make any edits to this. So if I do want to change anything around within this, I can. So that's that kind of first 3 pages of that, again, sent out. Rather than, I mean, there's got to be a time and a place where we're actually using a physical pen and paper and actually writing on that test paper to make it work properly and function like it is in the test room. But actually, it might be to cut down on costs of photocopying. It might be just a different way of doing it for the students. Can have it. They can have it on their device as opposed to actually just doing the one of it. And then these ones here, obviously, you can see here. These are the again the secondary school. Lost my words for a moment. GCSE paper from a maths paper here. Again, circling it here so the students can go actually ahead and go and do that. And we'll just look at that in a moment. And then I've got a few more examples down here, and then I've ended it all with, again, an assessment that is actually taken from Lumio, and I've made those in Lumio itself down there as well. So let's have that let's put you under the test spot for this afternoon then. So I'm going to click start on this one here. If you want to join as well, you can take part and kind of be in that as well. So I'm going to show my class code. If you want to scan that with a QR code, so I'm actually going to be part of this as well, and I'm going to do it on my device as well. So I'm going to scan that, and then that's going to take me to my page within here. Apart from there's been an update on my... So I'm going to try that again, scan on that, click on that. It's going to take me into there. And you can see the class code there, waiting for people to join, 162353. So you might have gone to hellosmart.com, joined as a guest, and then that code there, 162353. I'm going to copy that link there. In fact, I'm not going to copy that link. I'm going to leave it so we can all see it. There's a new little feature within Lumio here. I can show my class ID. So at the bottom of the screen, I can see that down there as well. And I can see that Gareth, Owen, Sarah, and myself as student have all joined. So what we've now got is this test paper. I had a question from Sarah earlier. How can I get this content? And at the moment, you'll see on your devices, you can't actually annotate on it at all. But by actually changing this to an individual handout, it's taken from that static page, which was your exam paper, which was a mind mapping tool, whatever it might be. So clicking on the people, change it to an individual handout. What it then does is take your test paper and send out an individual copy to everybody. So now as they click start here, I've clicked start there. I've seen Gareth's click starters there. They can have that test paper in front of them. Down at the bottom, if you click on the teacher handout, you can see that then that's the teacher copy. So then you've got the tools down there for the teacher. And those that are connected and click start as well, you can see that that is there for you as well. So I'm just going to click on here. See if I can just do that first one there. And then I can jump into mine and I can see that there, I've started doing that in that one. Gareth, you were first in, so I'm going to call you out on this one. There you go, racing through it. And he's going to, I'm not quite sure what comma that is, so we can actually give Gareth feedback. And I'm going to write on this bit here. I'm going to just give you a bit of a help saying insert the comma. Owen, let's have a look at yours. There we go. That's beginning to circle those ones there. Add those together, and I can see that Sarah's as well is then doing there. And she's put the comma in for there as well. So I can actually then go and, in fact, let's give it a tick. And then I can give a tick for 1 mark. And then I can duplicate that and give that on there as well. So again, giving that feedback to individual students whilst they're doing that test paper, or it might be that as a teacher, you're modeling it on here and they can do it on there. Or it might just be, right, 1 minute, we've got 2 minutes to finish this page, and then we're going to see each other's all together. If you click on yours, if you click done on the top right, you can see that little green tick appears. So what that means now is, and as a teacher, I can see, oh, look, we're ready. It might be the whole class have done, we're ready within 30 seconds. So we don't need to spend that extra time. We can just get going with it. Or for the fact here that Owen hasn't done that green tick, maybe I need to go and support you to help you just do those last few bits. Some different ways to use that one there for that. So again, as we're going through this test paper, we can answer as a whole class. You can see it. You can actually, on yours, you can zoom in and actually interact with your own here. You will notice, because I imported this as an editable PDF, on the left-hand side here, you've also got your immersive reader tool. So now as the immersive reader, I can actually have that, click on it, and I can actually have that exam paper essentially read back to me.
The sentence that shows Lara is most likely to go swimming.
From that as well. So giving those students a bit more, yes, it's really great to have readers one-to-one for it, and maybe not in the reading paper. But for example, in your maths paper, you can have those then being read back to you. So everyone's got that level playing field without you running around the room trying to read this comment, read that comment. You've got the ability to have it read to you for that as well. So I'm just going to do that one more time. I won't go down that test paper as well of this one here. So the way that we made this an individual handout for all the students was click on this one here on the people top left and click on individual handouts. Then we've all got a copy of that test paper itself here. I'm just going to click on the teacher copy as an example, because adding circles, again, you could just circle it, but now having these tools here, it might be that the student actually choose to circle it here. So then they can circle it here. Again, just giving a bit more enjoyment to a test paper, if you like. I can actually infinite clone it as well. So once I've infinitely cloned it, I can then bring it down here and then bring it down to this one here as well. I'm going to get that one correct. I'm not sure about the other ones. So yeah, I'm going to move that one there. And yeah, I've got that one right. Brilliant. So you can then see there, I can then model it for the class. I can jump into those as we've just seen before here. So again, a different way to access that formal test with the students, taking that PDF and bringing it in. I'm just going to show us how to bring that test paper in here. So if I've got this, I can edit this lesson, add in, import resource, and there I've got some different ones. I chose to do an editable one just so I can have that immersive reader within it as well. So then I can click on this one here, and then click on that test paper and import it. I'm not going to do it now, but that's the walkthrough process from there. Also, within this section here of this editable part, I've got this response and your game-based activities. So this response here, this is more of your, again, your formative assessment, where actually I can type in my own questions to this here. Coming in over the summer, it's in beta at the moment, is a way to kind of use AI to generate these questions for you. So it'll be a lot quicker and a lot easier. But for example, if it's just a true and false question, I can then type my question in here, pan that, and on to the next question. It's a really nice and simple way to add in these different question types and create that. I'll come on to one in a moment. Or of course, let's just discard that one. I can use these game-based activities here. These are more of your, as we looked at a few weeks beforehand, more of your play activities. So have a look at any of those, use the ones that you want, and then you can obviously just play with those as well as using that data out of some of those as well. So finally, we're just going to look at one of those formative assessments here. So this formative assessment here will now be shown whole class, as you can see in front of you on here. But actually on those that have got their connected devices themselves can actually go through, click on the ones that their answer are. And actually go ahead, click them all, click submit. I can see that then 50% of the class have done. I can show my answers. So everyone's done the first one. Most people have done the second. A few people have done the third. And I've only scribbled through and done the fourth one here. But the fourth one's going to bring it in a bit of a cloud as well for that as well. So again, back to an overview. If we don't want to see actual individuals, we can do that here. Let's get for the last question. I think there's one more. I'm going to stop it there. There we go, everyone. So I can now end this activity. What's really good about this is it ends it and reviews it. So now on your own devices, you can see which ones you got correct, which ones you got incorrect, and you can see all that data straight away given feedback for you. As a whole class, we can see which ones we've got here. For that one there. And actually, I can export these results as well, and they're going to come out as an Excel document. So great for that testing. So everyone's had it, everyone's had their feedback, but then I've got those results and I can actually analyze those for myself as well, which is brilliant. Finally, I'm just going to change this page now to student pacing, thus meaning that those that are still carrying on doing that quiz can. It might be that you want to go onto the next page and have a play with that practice one there. Or it might be that you then go up to the earlier pages within it and carry on with those test papers. If I changed all of these to individual handouts beforehand, then each student could now answer the whole test paper, page by page by page, and they're all then within that lesson itself here. And it might be then there's like a holding activity, there's a game or something at the end of it to have that in that itself there. I can then, as a teacher, maybe display that rules you must have, please do this on this main page here, whilst they're all doing that content for there as well. So some great ways of doing that. Or it might be that I'm adding in a shout it out. And it might be then once you get to the end, if you've got any questions, add them on this particular page here. Lots of different ways to use that there. All of these are then within a lesson here. And then if I need to come back to those at any moment, I've then got all that data. I've got all those examples saved within that contents as well. Like I said, it's never going to replace the physical papers because that's just the way that the system is using it. But it's another way, another engaging, interactive way that the students can essentially sit a test paper rather than just sitting another test paper. So there's that one there. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview for all that as well. I'm just going to pop up here just see if there are any others. There's no questions that have popped up. If you have got any other questions, then feel free to pop those in the chat in the last kind of moment for this. But just finally, before we do kind of begin to round this formal test one up here, just a bit of a highlight of what's coming next as well. I can see there is a question in the chat. I'll come to that in a moment. We've got kind of 3 more before the end of the year. Goodness me. So in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at the Lumio Academy and the student and the Lumio ambassadors as well. So the Academy is a great other place where you can go and learn, kind of find more bits and pieces. There's a great course for that as well. And then the Ambassadors, where we can look at other teachers and share kind of that network, that professional learning network with them as well. And then some exciting things happening before the end of term as well. So just jumping into this question here, it didn't work for me on the ready-made resources on the board. So this is doing it within Lumio itself here. So if I'm then editing this one, I'm adding in a ready-made resource like a graphic organizer and the mind mapping one. This is going to bring it in by default as a blank page. What I would then do now is change my one here and change it to an individual handout, and it's there. If you're doing this directly on the smartboard, then you can bring in that page itself here. And again, if you click on the people at the top, if you've not got a Lumio license, what it'll do is it'll give you the option to change it to a whole class whiteboard, and then everyone can write on that one page. If you are signing into the board and you've got a Lumio license, then you will then see the other ones appear for that as well. So you'll be able to change to an individual and a group page straight from the IQ board, straight in there as well. Have a go with that. Again, that's more to do with the IQ unit and having a go with that. We're more than happy to follow up with any other questions or something like that. Hopefully that has been useful and you can answer that, Sarah. But the same as that question or anything else that does pop up, please just drop me an email. We can either have a one-on-one call like this. I can come out to your school and support any of that sense itself. Or if you do want to know more about Lumio, like you said, kind of having a free trial of it, go to Lumio, lum.io, sign up for free. And if you want to know more anything about pricing, about getting you sorted out for that long-term license for that unlimited storage, then just be in touch and we'll have a go with that as well. Fantastic. I think that is about right time. Is it okay for you to email this session? So this session, as you've joined live now, you'll get a link tomorrow, and this live recording will be on there, and then you'll be able to have a link to that session straight away. It also gives you a link to YouTube, and all the previous sessions are posted in that same place on there as well. So yes, is the short answer to that. You're more than welcome, Owen. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everybody else as well. And I think we've gone slightly over our time here, but never mind. Hopefully that has been useful. And take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.